Okay, guys, we have a good episode for you coming up. We had Christina Smith from the Cupsmith join us. She is a 3D crafter, if you're not familiar, and we got into a lot of different conversation on 3D crafting and the popularity of it. So definitely catch this episode.
Well, as you can see, we're still having tea.
Welcome back to Craft Tea, episode 34. We have Christina Smith joining us. This is 4 weeks straight, I think, if we're counting correctly, but I'm not so good at it if you guys have paid attention to my episode counts. So without further ado, if you want to go in further and introduce yourself, Christina, please, because I'm terrible at it.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Yep, you got it right. I'm Christina Smith. My social media handle is the Cupsmith, a little play on my last name and the fact that I make cups. So that's me. Yeah, happy to be here, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yay! So, I only just met you this year. What have you been doing before 2023? How did you get into crafting? What got you started?
I've been around,
Yes.
but just kind of quietly, like in the background, anxiety kind of kept me from like fully like posting all my stuff. But I would say this year is probably, or like the last year or two has been the year of like where I was like, you know what, anxiety, F it. I am gonna start posting my stuff and be out there more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been making cups since like 2018, 17. Like I don't know. I don't know
OG
what the math
train.
is. I don't do math. Like 5 years, is that?
It's pre-pandemic or post-pandemic, essentially.
Okay, so
That's where we're at.
definitely for sure pre-pandemic. For sure pre-pandemic was making cups. For sure pre-pandemic. But like right before COVID hit, I really started getting into 3D tumblers and sculpting. And then like when like lockdown happened, when we were all like forced inside is like when I really delved into like sculpting and doing stuff because they take more time to, you know, sculpt. And that's when I really started getting into sculpting and like working with my hands more and doing that kind of thing. So that would be what I would say is like my like passion is working with clay and
Do
stuff.
you
So that's what
have
I do more.
any sculpting experience prior to cup making, or were you
No.
just like drawn in by it when you came across it?
Totally. Totally. My experience was like high school art class. So my mom, though, she is like a professional artist, but not a sculptor, but like a professional like painter and like graphic designer and stuff. So like I have like a little bit of like artsy fartsy stuff in my genes, but I really got into sculpting when 3D tumblers was like in its infancy. And I just really wanted to expand my tumbler art. You know, you can only do so much with a 2D tumbler, and wanting to or being inspired by taking a 2D cup and then just going out with it was just like so inspiring to me. So I literally just like with everyone that got into it in the beginning, just grabbed a piece of clay and just kind of started from there. And I loved the fact that with clay, if you screw up, you can just take it off and start over again. So that really appealed to me because when, you know, you're working with like glitter and epoxy, when you screw up, you have to like strip a cup or, you know, it goes in your strip bucket. It's a process. But I really liked with clay that you can just literally grab it and take it off and start over again. So that's what really appealed to me and how it started that way. And it was really fun in the beginning to get into something in its infancy and like help it grow. I helped admin a few groups, and I really enjoyed teaching people and sharing, you know, the process and helping people learn and things like that, and watching things grow and blossom into what it is now, where a whole bunch of people and, you know, the community has really grown. it's a very niche of a niche community, but it's really grown, especially these last few years. So it's really awesome to see.
There's some amazing cups out there.
Yeah, and it's like
There is.
the 3D ones seem to be the black sheep when they would get posted in like Tumblr hacks.
Oh
and
my
stuff.
gosh.
You'd post something and everyone's like, yeah, that's nice, but like I can't reproduce that, so like why even post that here? And it's
I
like,
can't put that in a
but
cup
you-
holder.
but you can
That would be
reproduce it.
so
You can. You really
mean.
can. And that's
People
like
were
the whole
so mean.
They
People
are.
are getting nicer now, but people
That's
used
because
to
they're
be
looking for
so
any way to get sales.
mean.
That is why they're being nicer. You got
Probably.
a carrot right now. You're just like, hey, people buy these cups. Do you wanna learn?
Yes. And they pay a lot more for them.
As they
Too.
should. My goodness. What's the longest a cup has taken you? And what cup was it?
Well, that's probably
Wait,
not.
that's a loaded question.
Yes, because some of my friends can like bust out cups super fast, and they're like, I had this idea, and they're like, whip it out in like a couple of hours, and I'm like,
Fancy
that
man.
would take me like a month. I'm a slow sculptor, so I don't know. Sometimes things can take me a couple of weeks because I'm like, I don't like that. I'll start over again or
I'll
something
come
like
back to
that.
that
Like,
in a
it
little
can take
bit.
a
You're
while,
making
but
me mad.
So when you're working on something for like a while and you're sitting there
Yeah.
all day long working on it, and then you're just like annoyed with it or whatever, all right, I'm just gonna take a break, and then you like leave and then come back, and it's just like you just like hate it and start completely over it. It's like that whole day was just lost. You're
yes.
just- I bet that happens with digital designs for me all the time. Like I'm just like working on it, and I just like leave to go do another. It won't even be a different day. I'll get called to do something in the warehouse or something. I come back to my desk and I'm like, who the fuck made this? Like, why? What is this? And I just like delete. It's just like what?
What have I been doing
Yeah.
all day?
You just get so focused, especially when you like zoom out sometimes, because you know, especially on a computer screen, or I'm sure even with sculpting too, when you're just like in there working on fine detail. Okay, I like that, and you zoom out, and you're just like, no, it's terrible.
Yes. Definitely. I've definitely done that. But on the flip side, I've done the opposite too, where I'm like, this is crap. I hate this. And then you leave and you come back and you're like, that's bomb.
Not so bad.
Yeah.
Jason's working on a project right now because we're doing we go live every Thursday from our
Mhm.
house.
I know. I watch you mostly from
So
like, my
Jason, were you there last Thursday?
I think I missed last
Jason
Thursday,
had-
but I was there 2 Thursdays ago.
Jason went out and preheated the oven because clay, right? You gotta preheat the oven for the clay. So Jason preheated it while he was out there. It beeped, so he put his tray in there, and then he came into the craft room. And then I'm pretty sure Jason went back out to check on it.
I asked
And
you
I
to grab
heard
it for
him-
me.
No,
You
no,
literally
this
took it out of
wasn't
the
though.
oven.
I heard you go back in and put it back in.
This was after you already brought it to me. I was like, babe, can you grab my clay? It should be done. You brought it to me, and I was going to use it, but it was sitting in front of me on the craft desk, and I'm touching it, and I'm like,
Oh, and then you went back.
yes. I was touching it, and I was like, this is
Oh.
still kind of like
So Jason
oily.
did go get it. He went and got it. He came back and he sat down and he asked me to go throw it back. Or no, you did throw it back in a second time. I'm pretty sure. Because I came back and she's gone.
Oh my goodness, what? I honestly feel
I
like you
need
need
to
to keep
fix
these
that
in there,
up.
Chris. I feel like these have to stay.
That one especially.
That was a good one. We
Can you
can't
hear?
hear you though.
I'm here.
There it is. All right.
I immediately go to the settings.
Yeah, we can see the top of your head go.
It went black. I'm like in vol. I'm like so
You'll say just,
intently
like,
listening
catch
to your
up to
story, and then I'm like,
So anyway, Jason puts the thing in a second time. He brings it back out. No, he asked me to go get it. So I go get it this is the second time he's put it in the oven. And he left it in there a little long this time too. He's like, oh no, babe, can you go check on it? And I went and got it. And something about this looked weird. So I touched it. No, I remember. I went to go turn the oven off. So I went to go turn the oven off and I hit the button and nothing happened. And I was like, and I had already turned my back, and I'm like, you know what? I better turn around and really hit that button because Jason's gonna come out here. He's gonna talk shit about me not turning off the oven. So I went back and I hit it again, this time real good, and it didn't go off again. I'm like, I smell the oven's on. I know it. And I looked down at the bottom oven. He preheated the wrong oven.
We have
He
like
cooked this thing twice and no heat. So I go back in there and I'm like, baby, why did you put your piece in the oven for a second time? And he's like, I forget what he said. He's like, why? Is everything okay? I'm like, it's not cooked. You preheated the wrong oven.
Oh my God.
But like the irony is that we did smell like the heat thing. Well, that same day, our air conditioning, like our central air unit broke like 2 weeks ago, right? So we had to schedule for a whole new system to get put in. They did the install that day. They were wrapping up like a half hour before we were going to be doing our live. And he said he had to run the heat. Granted, it's still like summerish, but just to make sure everything works. So he was like, you're going to smell like a little bit of a awkward smell from the heat in the new system burning off just some stuff in the ducts. He said, but it'll be like 10 minutes and it'll go away. So I smelled like a heat smell every time I went in the kitchen. And I was like, it's probably just from what he said. Not thinking that because the oven's off at this point, not thinking. And I'm like, why am I still smelling heat? And it was the oven, the bottom oven. Yeah, full of pans too. It's where we store our pans. I don't use it. We have like the two. I don't have a use for two. The house just came with two. The house actually came with three. Spoiler alert. I set one on fire on Thanksgiving. Yeah, and then I had to fire extinguisher it, and then I closed it. That was 4 years ago now. It's the same. It was one of those things where you kind of just like cover it in newspaper and never look at it again. I was like, I have 2 other ovens, Chris. What are you doing?
Oh my God, but when he did this, like when we tell you it was Thanksgiving, we were done. We checked on the turkey so we could make a quick run to Walmart, grab like a tablecloth and something else. The house was pristine clean. We were ready for the guests. All we had to do was wait for this damn bird to come out of the damn oven. And boy, did it. After he done it, there was oil everywhere, or not oil. There was like, the drippings from the turkey everywhere. Yeah. There was fire extinguisher everywhere.
So, I mean, I wasn't even going to tell the story, but I might as well. So I always use the hard pan, right? The turkey pan. We were hosting, I have a very big family. So I had like a 28-pound turkey. It wouldn't fit in my roasting pan. I had to get one of them big oversized tinfoil guys. I've never used one of the tinfoil ones, so my brain wasn't thinking like the flimsiness of it. So the turkey, like Sarah said, was pretty much done, but the juices were gathering way too much. So I was trying to, before it overflowed, get them out with the baster, but it was just so slow. So I go to pull the pan out just to make it easier. I was like, I'll just pull it out and I'll just like pour a little bit of the drippings in the sink just to expedite it or whatever. I went to got my pot holders, go to slide it out of the oven, and when I grabbed both ends of the tinfoil like tray or whatever, it did one of them things where it buckled in the middle, the tiniest bit. I didn't even lift up, like it just went like, but the drippings were at the edge. So when it did that, it created like a little, reservoir. Drippings poured out, and our oven, the pilot is hidden under a metal plate. So the drippings slid under the metal plate and then just caught fire. And I couldn't even get to the flame to put it out. When I got the fire extinguisher, well, we started with baking soda to try and make not like craziness. Couldn't get baking soda to the flame. So we had to get the fire extinguisher. I had to literally go outside, grab a pry bar, pry the metal plate up while it's on fire. This is chaos. Like Sarah said,
all we wanted to do is go to Walmart and get
relatives are en route. Relatives are en route to the house, right? I already changed, and I'm like, grab the thing, pop the metal up, get in there to blast it with the fire extinguisher. Meanwhile, we're like, now you got the puff of fire extinguisher in the kitchen, so all the doors are open, fans are open, trying to air the house out, because remind you again, guests are en route. So I'm like, as soon as they get there, it's like pretty much over. And thankfully, we own a house that has too many ovens.
And a
So,
fire extinguisher. That's not something we've ever had in our house before. I remember, or that I knew where it was.
at least, well, the other one was in the garage in the old house, but yeah, it was an experience to say the least. All this ended up leading years later to the debacle now with the clay. But
even so, the best.
This is the best Thanksgiving story ever.
oh yeah, and then I closed it and literally never looked back.
You
We still use the stove of it.
You haven't seen Jason when he's frustrated like that. When Jason's frustrated like that, he shuts down and he doesn't speak. So I'm panicked behind him. Story from my point of view, I'm freaking out. I don't know what I'm doing behind him. I'm like, should I get the broom and clean this up? Do I help you? Do I call somebody? And then no, he's not speaking to me. I'm like, babe, what can I do? What can I do? He's not talking to me, and he can't get the fire out. And the next thing I know, he leaves out the back door, and I'm like, where you going? No words. And I'm like, are you coming back? Is this the point that I call the fire department? Like, are you abandoning ship? I'm freaking out. Are you angry? I'm like, he comes back with a crowbar, and I'm like, oh no. 'Cause I don't know. I had no idea that it was underneath.
Imagine
he's
that
not
scene, you know,
speaking
like
to anybody.
Thanksgiving Day. It's all nice. We're all wearing our nice clothes, and then the kitchen's on fire actively. I'm running around with a fucking crowbar. Like, it is, yeah. I'll take a picture. Literally, it will be an up-to-date picture of my oven as is today, and I'll give it to Chris to cut in, and so that you can just like put the picture of my oven as is 2023 post 2018 fire. I'm pretty sure it was 2018 that I set it on fire, maybe even 2017.
So now we use the top oven to our double.
Hey, do you have any fun Thanksgiving stories to share, Christina?
No, this is the best ever. Like, I don't even think we have a crowbar. Like, I would just be like, well, our house is going to be on fire.
When I saw them,
My
flames
husband's was a firefighter too. Like,
Hopefully we will cook the correct clay today,
So,
because it's
does
today's
your
live day.
is your double oven like a wall oven?
Yeah,
like-
yeah, they're the ones that are like
Okay,
I don't know why we
got it.
this.
that
The dude
close to
that
each
we
other.
bought the house from when we moved in was absolutely extra. Like, that was one of the first things. The kitchen has 3 ovens, and I was like, okay.
And 2 wine fridges
Well, that's necessary. I
and
mean,
one outside.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
That-
the house, when we moved in, the house had 3 bars, 3 wine fridges. It's not a very
4
big
bars.
house. Not a,
Four. There's 2 out back.
yeah, there's 2 up back. Oh, the one was kind of more like a countertop, like a prep counter.
Yeah.
But there was an outdoor kitchen, an outdoor bar, and it's not like this big extravagant house that it sounds like in a description either. Like, it's a
No.
normal, very traditionally sized suburban home. But this dude was like, "Hey,
Let's do
you know what I
cocaine and
mean?
add
Like,
wine fridges.
you never know. I might have to entertain the whole neighborhood." Like,
He was an entertainer.
yeah, the house has
Clearly,
2 bars now. We have been eliminating a
you
lot of the extras.
downgraded.
Yeah, it has 2 ovens, but that is, I explained why.
You set the third on fire, so
Ask us how many
it's like 2.5 though.
We've been removing toilets too. But the house has
had 5.
2.
But with how many bathrooms?
3. 4.
What?
Our master bathroom
4
has
bathrooms, 5 toilets. Figure that one
our
out.
master bathroom has 2 toilets,
What?
and there's a whirlpool tub, and the toilets are on opposing sides of the whirlpool tub.
Like,
so
so
you can do
you-
like battle shits if you want.
You do? Yes, I was gonna say. So do you like look at each other while you're
You can.
pooping?
You can. You definitely can.
Jason would never
What?
poop again. I'll
And
tell you
and
that.
we have people be like, "Oh, one's probably a bidet." No, they're not even the same toilet. This is the dude that like
Are they different
absolutely-
heights?
He owned an HVAC company, right? So you could tell he traded work. So it was just like, "Oh, you got a spare toilet? I'll install a window unit. You got a spare countertop?" None of our counters match. None of our toilets match. They're slowly starting to match because we've been peeling back the layers, but
Wild.
You live in a fun house of
it is fun. I like that.
appliances and toilets. This is the funniest thing ever.
2 toilets, 1 bathroom. It's a strange setup. And it's a 1-story house. Like, there's no reason that we have that many bathrooms.
Yeah, no
or
basement,
toilets,
no.
Yeah, it's very strange, but we're making it work.
In the one room that was meant to be an in-law suite, before we did any changes, you could physically touch 3 sinks at the same time.
If you stretched out.
You had to stretch, but I mean that they were in that close of proximity that there's a wash tub in what was the laundry room. We moved that. Then there was in the corner of the room, for God knows why, there was a sink like with
a vanity.
Yeah, with a
like
vanity.
From a bathroom.
Like from a bathroom, just in the corner of the room. They were on opposing walls, so those two you could just touch like that. And then that room itself has its own small bathroom with like small shower, which is 3 feet, like the door for it's 3 feet away from these sinks. So you could do like this and touch 3 sinks at the same time. Is crazy. I'm like, okay.
Jason had to go potty.
Maybe not. I had to like, that's fine.
I don't remember where we were, but it's okay because Jason's out of here. We could just pick up wherever the hell we want. So what are you working on now? What's going on? What are your big projects? What you got worked?
Sorry, hold on. Let me take a drink. I wasn't ready.
What
Okay.
state are you out of, by the way?
I'm in Minnesota.
That's what okay, good. I always say that one, but that one I always get mixed up with something. Missouri. Yes. Minnesota, Missouri. I call them each other all the time.
Sure. I mean, I'm like, I don't know, like 6 hours away or something like that.
From
Not
me?
too far. No, Missouri.
Damn.
Yeah, no, not
I
you.
was like 6
Maybe
hours
like
ain't that bad.
I'm like I don't know how many plane hour away from you, but no. Are you in New Jersey or Pencil? You're in New Jersey?
We're like where I am at, yes, is in New Jersey, but it's basically the same, like Jersey, PA, where I'm at, it's like the same thing. You don't even know if you're in one state or the other half the time.
But then I learned yesterday, like if you leave New Jersey, you have to pay?
Oh, well, yeah. So, because you have to take a bridge into New Jersey, no matter pretty much almost anywhere you get in here, except Trenton. Is that the only place that has a land bridge? Even that's a bridge.
Trenton has a yeah.
But you have to pay to get over the bridge. It used to be $3, and now it's gone up to $5 and some or $6, right?
Yeah, it's like $6.
$6 every time you cross the bridge, and it's more the more triaxles you have, the more you have. So like the big trucks have to pay more. And then if you purchased a house in New Jersey and you move out before X amount of years, you have to pay an exit tax also. You have to pay like more taxes.
That's crazy.
On top of most of our taxes are between $6,000 and $20,000 a year.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right across the bridge in Philadelphia, they're like $500 a year.
That's crazy. Okay, so I always thought you lived in Philadelphia, but
they're like the same thing-ish. But I'm like, I can see
Pennsylvania.
I can see parts of Philadelphia from my house. And I grew up in Philadelphia.
Okay, so that's probably why I thought that, but
I feel like I'm taking up your whole day.
I have literally nothing on my calendar today, so
Just us.
I'm taking up your day. You have important things to do.
You're not wrong.
You know.
I'm your
Thursdays are
excuse.
for content anyway, because we did that video I was showing you sneak peeks of this morning, and then I'll do my other video after this. I'm gonna work on a little tipsy. The cup, not the attitude, I suppose.
A little tipsy.
Look at it, a Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm freaking dead over the gnome. Look at that little thing and his little suspenders.
Yes.
You love
Wait.
it.
I'm backwards.
Yes, I said that they are far more reasonable to be 3D sculpted.
They're so, one, they're so fun. Two, they're so easy to sculpt on because you can just whip it out in so fast. I'm a slow sculptor and I can do it in like half an hour.
Wait, did I show you her video with the little hands?
I don't think so.
Oh, I was dead when I saw your video with the
She's like, what little hands? What are you talking
What
about?
little hands? What are you talking about? I'm not sure what you mean. Some people are like, I don't understand. What is this about? I'm like, it's for fun. Don't read into it.
You need
It's for
tiny
giggles.
hands.
Tiny cups make tiny cups need to be made by tiny hands.
I'm showing Jason the video now. Oh, that's our vinyl. Oh, hey.
Yes. I do most of my posting on Instagram, so.
Yes, you do. I love when your little videos, that was a little pun that I wasn't even ready for.
Yes, I need to post some more tiny hands videos. They're fun.
Now we're all watching your
It's very
Instagram.
enjoyable.
They are.
Was that hard to do, holding it like that?
Yes. So I have them on little makeshift sticks. And then I'm like, and I try not to get like the sticks in the video, so I have to like zoom way in and try and edit it very carefully. But yeah, it's fun. I love making like funny little videos and just being goofy and silly and stuff on my videos. That's like my favorite
Well, I
thing.
enjoyed a whole lot.
I feel like if you zoomed out, but like hold the hand in the straw like you have it, but like put your sleeve over your hand.
Yeah, I do. Whoa. I just pulled my.
You don't have to throw your headset though.
I do like.
Yeah. And like
this.
cinch it around it or something. That's
Yep.
that's perfect.
Yep, I do that.
It's my
still
strong hand.
Grab my
difficult.
strong hand, child.
hmm My husband's like, you need to be doing like
Yeah, my derps.
doing stuff like that. I'm like,
I want more tiny tipsies everywhere.
me too. I love them so much. They're so fun and they're so like fast. Like you can make a full cup in like a half hour.
That's like so.
And then I always use the UV resin too.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
I love it.
Like I was
love
saying
it.
before we started recording, for me, I think at this point, the three-dimensional tumblers, I don't know at this point, I think honestly, probably from the beginning, it's just so unrealistic. Some of the sculpted tumblers, like I think the skull,
They're gonna
and
come for him in the comments.
the skull, nah, I mean it's so difficult, but like even the one that I just saw with the Betty that's in the guacamole, it didn't really make it that much bigger. Granted, you can't put it in a cup holder now and stuff, but like the one that I still haven't completely finished, but like my waterfall or like the cake ones, you really can't like carry that for the most part, which is just like
I disagree.
I was gonna say you should see
I said
walking
it
around.
depends on what it is. Like my waterfall one, I literally can't carry that waterfall around. There's no way. Like, but like I said, the skull ones, and I don't know, we don't even have any of them, but your flamingo one, it's just that's like far more reasonable, at least to an extent. And a lot of the cake ones, which are a lot like flatter, but some of the sculpts are just like, where can you even have it if you were in the car driving?
Like my big D.
Where would you, if you were driving? Yeah, my guy with my eye monster with the arms. If I was driving by myself, I couldn't just like sit him down.
I put him on my lap.
His arms are gonna snap off on my dude.
No, you just put him in your lap, like on top, and then lean it back on you, and then just do this.
I don't.
Okay, so two things. One, the girls that get it, and the girls that don't get it.
You don't get it.
I said I get it halfway.
Halfway. Two, a lot of people, they just collect him, and put him on a shelf. And if you're spending the type of money that you're going to be spending on a 3D cup, you shouldn't be taking him in your car, probably.
Then how do you get? Are you saying that they are for walking places?
Walking? Yes. A lot of people, a lot of my customers, a lot of other people's customers are putting them on their shelves and admiring them for the art of it and appreciating them for the art of it. They're not carrying them around. Some people for sure are, but like those really elaborate ones that are taking a lot of time, they're costing hundreds of dollars.
They're going up on a shelf.
And they're going up on a shelf.
I carry mine around, but I'm trying to be a walking billboard for my glitter company.
Yeah.
Where did you get that cup? Oh, funny you ask.
That's only why I was saying that it's not. I just try to play devil's advocate sometimes. But that's why I think the tipsies are so great, though, is what I was getting at, is that there's almost nothing you can do to that to make it out of the realm of mobile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of
It's
its
itty
size.
bitty,
It is.
little tiny.
Yes, they're so fun and cute.
So what you got any cups on you? What are you gonna show us? Cause what have you been working on lately? I want to see some stuff.
Well, right now I've got my where's the
There
camera?
it
I've
is.
got my Willy Wonk gnome.
I'm
And I
really
have
impressed with both of those gnomes. And look at
My
the
speaking of little
ticket.
tipsy, I've got a Oompa Loompa gnome.
I love those.
We know I love them too. I
The
was
gnome
so
cups are really killing it lately.
I love the
I
orange. I feel like the
know.
thing I struggle with the most is paint.
And this one has a handle for you, Jason, so you could carry this one around.
That's in the realm of reasonable 3D sculpted tumbler.
Probably
And
put
I
that in
did
some cup holders.
butt stuff with this one too. So
Ah, and it came out really good. Is it a shaker?
That looks really good.
this was my first no, it's not a shaker bottom. I was a little too scared to do that. Actually, I didn't have like the stuff to do it, so it's just
okay,
a glitter
that looks
bottom.
great though.
Yeah,
Look,
it
you
does.
know, the candy vibe. I love your background, by the way.
Thank you.
Nice and clean.
Yeah.
All right, I don't remember where we were.
I was showing my little tipsies,
Oh, you got it? Oh, it's that thing?
my little gnomes, and my butt stuff.
That's good.
My butt stuff didn't come out as good, but I've only done one so far, and I think that I was too impatient and yeah.
You got to ease
That
Sarah.
doesn't
into
sound
it.
like you at all.
Sometimes she gets rammy.
I don't like this conversation anymore. I don't like any-
This was
All I'm
my
doing is reiterating what you're saying.
this was my first butt stuff, so I'm pretty proud of it. But I like this
You're a
guy.
butt prodigy, is that what you just said?
I'm a butt prodigy. Apparently, this was my very first butt stuff. I didn't think I'd be into butt stuff, but apparently I am into butt stuff.
You're a connoisseur.
I apparently
Are you gonna add that to your Instagram profile?
butt stuff connoisseur. I will be adding
Let's see
to my
what kind of
Instagram.
followers you get after that.
Yeah, well, the BSCs, they're going to be like, what's a BSC and how do I be one? Oh, okay. Yeah, just start making it a thing.
I
BSCs on
not
Instagram.
I don't want to see the DMs I'm going to get if I add that to my profile. The unsolicited pics that I might get. I don't want to see that. But yes, I'm going
You'll
to
be on
cheat.
there talking about big D.
Yeah, unsolicited duck pics. We send those out.
Yes, I'm good.
Oh,
I mean, I'll
That's
stay
all
with
I'm gonna
I'll
say.
stick with the ducks, but I don't want
now that we
any
got
other.
that out of the way. I don't have the patience for sculpting. I want to get into I do want to try to get into 3D cups, but mostly I was into 3D cups looking for 3D friends for my husband. Because even
Jason, you have
island sculpting, Rachel Tintle back in 2019 or 2020 had reached out to us and showed us one of her sculpting groups, and I'm like, oh, some friends for my husband to craft with. Someone craft with this man. But then
you got to sculpt with us. I've seen some really bomb stuff that you have sculpted. So you need to.
I feel like I definitely, with anything, I get better with practice, but it's a catch for me being an owner of a business that has nothing to do with 3D sculpts except for maybe like you said, the UV resin, maybe adding some glitter here and there or whatever. But for the most part, the bulk of 3D sculpting doesn't use a lot of glitter. It doesn't use a lot of products that I market. So it's just like, I'm like, am I wasting my time? Not wasting it, but it's just like, I should be crafting with things that I sell. And then I get stuck in that rut in my head that I'm just like, should I be working on this right now? And I kind of get like down about what I'm working on. And I'm just like, I guess I'll work on something else.
So should we start selling clay? Is that what you just said?
No, it's just like, no.
But you can show off your resin with clay. Micah's work amazing on clay. I mean, this is your glitter
I know.
on here.
That's glitter.
These are rhinestones
Oh.
on clay.
And they're small. They're the small ones.
Well, I'm currently rhinestoning a 3D tumbler. It's I said, I keep trying to find a way to. It's harder because I can't just approach something and go right from my gut how I want to make it. I have to reapproach it and be like, okay, how can I make this specifically where I can market products? And then that takes the creativity portion out of it away from me. I feel like drained. And I've talked about on
Yep.
other episodes, it's like every time I go to craft for myself, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to my company if I'm not crafting with my own shit, essentially.
I feel that. Like, that's why I got out of doing custom work, because it killed my soul, because I couldn't make what I wanted to make anymore. And so I just started to hate it. And so I had to shut down my customs and only make what I wanted to make, because I couldn't take it anymore. It was either I'm going to not make cups anymore, or I'm going to only make what I want to make. No more customs anymore. And I don't make as much money anymore, and I don't make as many cups anymore, but I enjoy what I make, and I had to do that. Otherwise I was
That's
gonna go
important.
crazy.
It's very important.
It is, and that's what you need to do. You need to make something that you want to make, and then put your epoxy on it. And then you can be like, look what I made with our epoxy, and look how great our epoxy does with clay. And look at, there's no bubbles on it, because that is a great way to show it off. Because like on this gnome, you can really see on this nose really well how that there's no bubbles.
Yeah.
Your glitter will hide all those bubbles, but this will not hide the bubbles. And you can show that how great your epoxy is with something like clay.
Listen to your crafting coach.
Well, that's the irony in the steps that I get to. I craft all the way up to the point where I should be working with my products, and then I'm just like, well, next project, and I just like move on to the next one.
I do that too. I mean, I have a shelf full of stuff that I have never finished, but like, that's why I love that you guys came out with Fast Cast, and I love that I have found your UV, because now I can get to that point where I'm just about to give up and move on to the next thing, where I'm like, no, wait, I can just put UV on, or I can just put the Fast Cast on, and then I can be done, because it gets done so fast.
Mhm.
And then I can actually finish a project instead of giving up and moving on to the next. I can actually finish it.
I
So
think my
thank
latest
you for
complaint-
coming out with those.
I think my latest complaint is that I don't have a turner tall enough, right? Or did we say that we have something that we can use that we just have to bring home or something?
Well, now we have the ruler rotator, which is taller, but I'm turning the part right now as we speak, because I never turned my cup turner off last night at home on the 2-cup, and it's not hitting anything. But I don't know about your man's arms.
That's the one. I really want to epoxy
Well,
my
we got the
little
rotator
eyeball
now, and that's got,
monster.
like this much room.
But I made my eyeball monster. He's literally like this. So I'm like, his arms are just gonna like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
hit every time.
You need the
spin.
T-Rex from
Crafty
Allosaurus?
Cap.
Dino's
Dino's
has a T-Rex turner, and it has like
Oh.
a steel arm, and it's like really tall.
Oh yeah, I think it looks just like what we have. I don't know.
I'll look into it.
That's the only one that I know of. I mean, there may be more that has been like specifically made for 3D
I
people.
had suggested to, I think I was talking to maybe Ashley from Craft Crate about it, but just having something that could like clamp essentially to like the end of a table, a cup turner, where that way it's at the edge and you just hang over the edge, but then the issue is the weight. So
Yeah, that's
like-
the big thing, is the weight. It's been really great lately that a lot more companies are realizing, are not realizing, a lot more companies are coming out with like 3D specific products for 3D artists. That's been really great, because there's a market for it, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
it's we talked about that a lot with Ashley's episode 2, is just like the need for all these different tools that people realize, you know, and that's been a business in and of itself for a lot of different people. especially with the access of 3D printing and everything these days and stuff. And it's just like the world that we live in right now, where you can just like see a problem and come up, design, and literally print a solution to that problem like same day is pretty crazy. Like that's where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
Except
You guys should come out with some 3D sculpting tools, some glitter guy tools, so that
I try
everybody.
my best to stay in my lane. Like
true.
I'm just like, I have 3D printers and I have
You probably don't want all the
all that
SKUs
stuff.
too.
And that's why, like, even with the acrylic blanks, we've talked about a million times. I'm like, I can make acrylic blanks, but the amount that I already have to oversee, the acrylic blanks would end up falling to the wayside, I'm sure, at some points. So other companies that are out there that do literally just acrylic blanks, I'm like, why would you ever want to shop with me for that shit when I know that I'm not going to be the best acrylic blank shop? I can add a couple, but it's just like, so it's the same thing with the 3D printed stuff.
Yeah.
Like I have 3D printers, but I'm not gonna put out products as fast as people. I'm not gonna be able to keep up with orders as much as the people that do just 3D printing.
Yeah, I get that. Totally get that. And those companies appreciate that. But also people like to be like to do one-stop shopping too.
Yeah.
You never know.
It's a balance. You guys are good at threading that needle.
I try to like, if I get near someone's toes, I try to make sure it just like grazes their toes. I don't want to like completely stomp on someone's foot. Like, I'm taking over.
We get
I never
anxiety
want
about
to do that.
What? We get a lot of anxiety about
So
that.
much anxiety.
Some of the stuff that we have out on our site,
And we call other business owners too.
We called other business owners and had video chats with them, telling them that this is what's going to happen, and we just want to make sure that you're okay with that, because otherwise, I don't know what we do. But please say yes, because I can't return at this point. But I think I might try if you say no.
We really do try our best to just like.
I think we've done that 3 times now.
Yeah.
In the past 2 years.
And that's amazing. That's integrity. Like a lot of businesses would not even think about doing that.
Like we want to stay relevant, but also we've made a lot of really good friends along the way and a really good business associates. And I don't, I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I do want to think about myself sometimes, in my own business and my own growth. But at the same time, I would, there's a middle ground that a lot of people don't know if it exists or think that it's impossible to get to, that I'm trying to live in.
One of the times, I'll even say one of the times that we had talked to one of the people was specifically with rhinestones and Crystal Ninja, because we have like the utmost respect for Kelly DeFries, and I wanted to make sure that if we're carrying rhinestones, that I'm carrying the tool to apply rhinestones, which is her tools,
Yes.
So when we reached out to her, it's funny because I think about this conversation way more often than anyone would probably expect, but when we opened the call, I just wanted to like open the conversation and just say like, first off, I never want you to think that I'm trying to like be competitive in this rhinestone space with you. You know what I mean? I just want, like Sarah said, to just keep attention of my current customer base because they want to dabble. And in that moment, I think like as the words were coming out of my mouth, I'm like, there is no fucking world that Kelly DeFries is fucking threatened by me in rhinestones ever. And I'm like, who the fuck am I to even say this sentence? Like, it runs over my head. I'm like, I was basically like fucking, yeah, I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. I was like definitely way beyond my reach in that moment, though. I was just like,
really appreciated it.
I know that she did, but I could see it almost in her eyes, just like, yeah, first off, 1, I'm not threatened because you're nobody, and 2, I appreciate you. Like it was like one of those things, and I was just like,
but no way, because Kelly does not think like that. But
no,
yes, but yes,
I felt that way immediately.
No, I know,
was like,
you're right. I get it. It was
definitely one of those moments, like, who the fuck am I? Like to even try to say anything that has rhinestone in the sentence to Kelly DeFries.
I get it. I totally get it.
We reach out to her whenever we need
It's
help.
so I get so intimidated when I talk to her.
I totally get it. That brings me back to that's exactly how I feel with like my digital designs that you have put on vinyl. Because I am a super duper brand new baby digital designer, and like putting my designs next to other people's, I'm like, who the heck am I? Like, when you put my designs next to your guys's and other people's, I'm like,
But you're up there. You got a slot on the drop down menu, and people are loving it. And I can't wait to put more up.
I love them. It's just like super
It's fun,
surreal.
right?
It is. It's fun. I really love it. I draw as much as I possibly can, like all the little elements and stuff, and I love doing it. It's fun. Do you draw yours, Jason?
Right now, no, I don't. No,
It's
I
fun. It's really time
That's right
consuming.
now.
well, so like I edit them essentially. Like I like generate a lot of the stuff and then I manipulate from
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah.
but I don't create anything from raw right now, honestly, because I still don't know how to use my iPad. But
It just
It
fits.
yeah,
takes
it
a
just fits.
long time. Oh my
I can
gosh. it
draw.
takes a long
Like
time.
I have artistic ability. I just literally keep it locked in a fucking box.
Oh, it's out in the open. Oh, you're
It
drawing?
takes a long time. It took me a really long time to like learn my iPad and Procreate, and I still am learning like every single day I learn, and it takes forever for me to like draw different elements. I'm sure everybody else that does it is just like, and I'm like, this took me 5 hours, and it's the simplest thing ever.
You
But
would be so proud of it.
And look at my leaf.
yes, look at my little leaf. It took
Yes.
me 5 hours.
And people are purchasing your art, maybe possibly as we're speaking.
Maybe.
I bet you did it yesterday, because yesterday would have been Wednesday. Buy two, get one free.
That's my favorite day. Everybody is like, did you buy vinyl? I'm like, I do it every day, I swear. I am obsessed with it. I need to make more.
Printing it.
That's how I say the vinyl's just like it's just another one of them supplies that you collect because it's like, wow, I love that print. And I see it, it's the like paralysis, like, well, if I like use that print though on this tumbler, I don't have the print anymore. So
Yes.
He's so accurate.
I
it
guess I'll
hurts.
just keep it on my shelf with my other prints.
Yes. Yes. It's like the FOMO. It's like the Lisa Frank. If you like, I was a Lisa Frank kid. Like I had the like stickers and all the stuff. Like I would
They're
collect
still
them
on
and
the
I
proper
would never, ever use them because it was like, these are too pretty to use. I will not use them. And it's the same thing with the vinyl. It's like,
I was just
can't
thinking
use
that
it.
because Alex has stickers now, and they're all over everything. As soon as she sees a sticker, she wants it on her shirt, and I'm like, ooh, when I was a kid, and definitely not her age, but older, I'm like, those stayed fresh in their package because of everything you just said.
Yes, it was like we got to look at them. They're too precious to use.
Yeah, I got to use them on the right thing. So when the right thing comes, I will use them.
Yes, and for me, the right thing never came, and then I got too old and they got rid of them, and it was like so sad.
I sort of cleaned. I was organizing the chaos that is my home craft room yesterday, and the amount of printed vinyl piles that are in that room, and they're in different things. Like one's in a crate, one's in there's like 3 in bags. There's a shelf full. There's some on the washer, and notoriously, I think it's like every Wednesday or Thursday, Jason will come find me in the showroom. Babe, you ready to go? Yep. What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just getting some vinyl for tonight.
I wonder it every time too when it's just like a new week for us to do our live and oh, you ready to go? Yeah, just go and grab some prints. What about the 400 fucking prints at the house? What about those ones?
I don't think I've ever seen
like
you
Sarah said,
use it
stacks
on
suck with an
live.
S. The stacks are so plentiful and so big now. No way that you know what prints are in there. No way.
I have an idea. Well, that's why I gotta get new ones.
Exactly. So I guarantee you there's triples and quadruples of the same fucking print in that stack because she just grabs it over and over again. Because she goes,
And you could just
I
print.
don't think I grabbed it.
There definitely is.
You could just print more. Like the rest of us have to like order it and wait. You could just print more.
See that? I can just get more.
Yeah, and you know why everyone's got to order it and wait? Because the orders are missing the vinyl because the system says we have it, but you can't find any. Why? Where'd it go? I swore I printed it. Oh, Sarah collected them all and brought them to my house. So
Daddy and how
I could
printed
probably
vinyl
fill-
works anyway.
could probably
so-
fill half the orders from my house. Stop.
Sure. First of all, the ones at home are a little curled and bent and squashed. So no.
Due to the way you travel with them.
Yes, this is an accurate.
You should like number them and then ask people in the comments, like, what number should I use? And just, that's the one you're going to use. And then what glitter should I use with it? And ask in the comments. And then that's your craft for the night.
I like that. I was thinking of what you were saying and I wanted to do that, but I couldn't figure out how I was going to make it work easy because I would just, do I do the seashells or do I do the pumpkins? But numbers, I like that.
Yeah, you should do that.
I can even blind number them, like flip them all over and then just pick 5 random ones and write a number and then ask them 1 through 5 and not even see it first.
Yeah, you should totally do that. And then you could have something that you totally didn't envision at all. And it could be crap or it could be really awesome.
And
Or
we
they
should
could
blindfold
watch-
you while you do it.
I was going to say they could watch me sit there
Ooh,
for
yeah.
an hour looking at the supplies, figuring out what the hell to do with it.
That's why you just number it and you don't get to pick. You take your brain out of it completely. And you just say, pick a number. And then that's what you have to do.
I'm going to try that one of these days.
Tonight.
I'm working on my
Tonight. It's Thursday. Tonight.
No, tonight I have to work on my ghost. See, so Alex started dance class. So every Saturday we go to dance and these dance moms all have coffee cups, but I've never seen a glittered cup come through there. So I keep bringing one of my 3D cups every Saturday. So I want to bring a different one every Saturday. So they're like,
Right.
but last week you had a flamingo and now you have a ghost.
Does the skeleton come with to dance?
No.
Hey,
Um,
go look on your face.
so he hasn't yet. That's
I'm
because
fighting over the skeleton.
you just
Oh, do they have names yet?
you just brought that to my even
So far,
Mine.
calling it 6 and the twins.
Why 6? Because he's 6 feet
6
tall?
foot.
Okay.
yeah, and then the one at home, like we have the 12-footer guys. I only set up one so far, but the one at home, as soon as we get home and we're getting ready to pull in the driveway, she knows and she says, "See skeleton?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, we'll go see him." So she just calls him Big Skeleton and she gets out and she just runs over and has to stand. Yesterday on the way home, grabbed Burger King for her, got her a kids meal, and I had to grab a blanket and the 6-footer and sit on the front lawn and basically have a picnic with the 12-foot skeleton.
I'll send you a picture
would
after this.
not go in the house.
Every
What-
day she won't go in the house. You have to drag her and she kicks and screams and cries. And then it's literally a 10 to 20 minute meltdown in the house until you can get her to calm down because she wants to go outside and look at the skeleton, but it's been raining for 6 days.
Yeah, it's been raining yesterday was the first decent day. That's why I was able to actually do the little picnic thing with her outside. And
She was smitten.
she was stoked. She was super stoked. And she was happy to come back in afterwards that time.
She laid down. She made me lay the skeleton down because they were sleeping. Shh, got my eyes closed.
Oh my God. That's
Literally
so
mid Sarah talking to her. She does it to Sarah all the time. Like to this, was it this morning
I don't
that she said it?
remember.
Yeah, Sarah's like, "Oh no, last night Sarah gave her some cheese curls and that was it. Alex was done with her at that point. So she just looks at Sarah. Sarah's still sitting in front of her, kind of crouched down, just like,
In her face.
just like hanging out. And she goes, "Okay, bye-bye." Just right to Sarah's face. "Bye, mommy." And then Sarah's like, "I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah, I had no plans to
And,
leave.
and she just goes, "Okay, bye."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Just wants to be left alone.
And every morning we come out of our driveway, and then because the skeleton's on the other side of the driveway, Jason has to back up down the street so she could say goodbye to the skeleton and
Mhm.
tell him to have a nice day.
I tried this morning to just pull out because we walked over and said good morning to him. So I thought that was enough. No, I put her in the car to leave and she said, "Okay, see him?" All right. I'm going to put it in reverse, back up. She's like, said, "Tell him to have a good day." She said, "Good day, skeleton," and then leaves. And we're good.
Right now,
Oh,
she's
no.
currently, so her nanny Sandy got her this little pumpkin lantern that works on batteries. So we have almost every light out in the damn offices because
the hallways.
the hallways around the offices because she likes to walk around with her damn little lantern and light it up. And I bet you right now, if she's not sleeping, she's probably in the bathroom of her nursery in the dark on her blanket on the floor, staring at her lantern.
She plays next to lantern light in the bathroom.
Oh Oh my God, she is the
She's
cutest.
broken. She's broken.
No, no.
Broken.
Mm-mm,
That first
mm-mm.
day with that skeleton, I can't even. When she that grin.
Oh, in the car?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Chris, we'll have to can you put that video in there? It's only like
Yeah.
20 seconds.
That's why I said, I was like, we literally, I try to comment on Pete when Sarah posts
Oh, it's
something
on
and people
TikTok,
comment
yeah.
on it. And I'm like, you would really think we staged this shit. No, like I need a recording of her losing her shit, making me set it up. It's all at her direction. Like she's like, blanket, big skeleton, little skeletons. Like she points at where she wants me to lay everything out. And I'm like, okay. And then she'll grab a pillow, put it in between them and like set herself up. And I'm like, okay, all right. This is my child.
I like it when he doesn't do it fast enough though, when her pointer finger starts going a mile a minute. I said there, Dad.
Now,
Crazy.
the way that I am like,
saga continues.
oh, the way that I and like literally everybody else are just totally invested in this and like, where are the updates? I need to see what happened today. with
I
the
have to
skeleton.
throw the video up there when we got the twins because that was right after the meltdown that we had to bring the damn 6-foot to all the stores that we were going to. And then she found those on the shelf and you just see her dragging them off the shelf. Uh-oh. And I'm like, oh, what? Did you drop it? Like, and she's like, take this, take it. I'm like, where do you want me to take them? I'm not taking them anywhere. What, to the register?
She's like,
buy
yeah.
both and a skull. And all we went there for was a hairbrush because her hair's getting longer now. So when she wakes up, she's got that bed head that we're not used to. So I was like, we need to get another brush for her. So let's go get a brush. We stopped at Five Below. We were looking for something else anyway. And she's just walking around with the skull and the hairbrush, just brushing his head. Then we get to the line at the Five Below and we're waiting in line and Alex is first in line. And she's waiting very patiently. And then the lady said next. So I told Alex we can go. So she's walking over and you just see her little hands go up and push the hairbrush and the skull up on the thing. She groups both. And then Alex's hands go up. She's like, oh, do you want them? She just handed her back her brush and her skull.
Oh, that's so
All
cute.
the ladies in line are like crying, laughing.
That is the best.
He's something.
When she's ready to be a performer, she's a performer. And when she's ready for you to leave her the F alone, believe me, she lets you know. Bye, mommy. I'm out of here.
That is the best.
I miss her. Oh, what time's it?
Mm.
I guess we could wind it down, huh?
I have no idea where we're at time-wise cumulatively.
With all of our technical difficulties.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget like that we're like I get so into it that we're doing craft tea and I forget that we're not just hanging out and video chat and I probably have to go back to work eventually. And I'm like, oh yeah, like let's just keep hanging out all day. Sometimes it gets fun in here, like today.
Yeah. I love it. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Hanging out with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you want to go back over all of your socials and where you can be found with everything.
Yeah, I can be found on Instagram. That's where I post most of my stuff. On TikTok and I'm on Facebook, but I don't really post a lot on Facebook. And all of my social media handles are the Cupsmith.
I like it when it's easy.
Yes, it's all the same. And I should be coming out with a YouTube pretty soon, but I have not fully pushed the button yet.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm getting all my ducks in a row with that and recording and stuff. So yeah, that's coming up, but not yet. And then I'm guest teaching in a couple of groups. So like my gnomes guys, they're going to be on, I'm going to guest teach in the Salted Thorn Studios group, the gnomes. And then I'll be in Kelly Burns' Burns Boutique group guest teaching there in October. So I'll be around guest teaching sculpting in those two groups too.
Yay! Lots of places that people can find you. Well, I really appreciate you hanging out with us, but more so, I appreciate you coming into my life. This is.
I appreciate being in your life.
Yay! I'm so glad that we met.
Me too. We had a lot of fun in Tulsa. It was so fun to meet you in person.
And I was done trying to dump all your guys' cups out.
Yeah, that was funny. That was good. You were like, oh, there's water in here.
All right, it's not going to touch anything ever again. I'm just anxious and nervous because I haven't seen people in person in quite some time.
I feel that. Anxious girly over here too. So
People gravitate towards each other for a reason.
yes. I think that's like a lot of people in the crafting world. And then it's like, oh, you're an anxious person. I'm an anxious person too. From a bond.
I agree with
Or
that.
anxious bond or whatever. But
Well, I
yeah,
guess, we should go back to work.
I guess.
get back to work.
When making tea, always bring the pot to the kettle and never bring the kettle to the pot.
Now, pour the tea.